if you're watching this, be prepared for a lot of spoilers ahead, obvious from the get-go. Anyways, I'll be doing the best I can to make sure not to spoil too much when it comes to a certain thumbnail, but can't promise anything much. But if anything else, let's just get this started. We have to it that we are at Amity Coliseum, and then we see to it that Pietro, Penny, along with Maria are trying to get the communications back online and then broadcast the message. And then of course there's a couple bombs in the private mining corporation that's underneath there, you know. That aside, we have to it that things are starting to look good for the time being. But unfortunately, we have to it that Cinder, her stupidity and idiocy and nothing more than trying to whatchamacallit, disobey Salem's orders whatsoever, tries to interfere with Amity Coliseum whatsoever, and trying to destroy Amity Communications Tower, and of course steal Penny's Winter Maiden powers, you know? Eventually, we see to it that it looks like Penny seems to be having trouble with Cinder and her allies, with Neo and Emerald. But we see to it that Maria ends up interfering and ends up engaging against Neo. And we do see her in combat, even though she's old age. And with her semblance and all that and her previous combat experience, she's actually not too bad. She's actually holding her own against Neo. As for Penny, she actually seemed to be on par against Cinder. But eventually, I think because of Penny's distractions trying to get Cinder away from Amity Coliseum, and Cinder knowing that destroying Amity is the only way to make sure no one can stay united whatsoever, we have to it Cinder tries to take this opportunity, and then she almost stole Penny's Winter Maiden powers, but lucky enough for Penny's will and usage of the Maiden power, she's able to defeat Cinder, knock her out, and then of course Emerald along with Neo and Cinder, who's been defeated by Penny by a powerful made robot, ha ha ha, sucks to be you. Even though with Emerald's semblance trying to confuse Penny of who's the real one, lucky for Penny, she's able to figure out which one's the real one right away, By that time, we see to it that because the damage was too much on Amity Coliseum, they are not in broadcasting range right now, What makes it ugly and worse right now is that that Penny volunteers to try to push it into range, and of course Pietro doesn't want to do that, and I can understand that. I really do. I mean, he sees Denny as his own daughter, and of course Penny tries to convince him, let me do this, please. If you can't let me do this, how am I supposed to live my life the way you want me to when I can't? When you're not allowing me to. Eventually, Pietro reluctantly gives Penny the okay to push Amity Coliseum into space and into range, Eventually, we have to that Ruby's message to everybody and all of Remnant gets broadcast. She says Salem is out there, the Maidens and Relics seems very tough, and we get to see Glinda Goodwitch, Glinda. We haven't seen her since Volume 3, ever since Volume 3, and that's many, many years ago. I mean, many years ago. Think about it. I mean, Volume 3 came out when? And then up until now, it's been too long. All I know is it's been way, way too long. That much I can tell you. We see Glinda Goodwitch, we see Sun and Neptune, and we see many other people that were connected with Team RWBY and her friends, She ends up having to spread the message about Salem and how much even though she can't be killed, she can't be beaten. She knows we're a threat. And Tyrion is watching next to Salem, and he seems to be upset knowing that they know. But Salem tells him it's okay. It's all according to plan. Even Salem is smiling at the news that they know her presence, because I think that's what she wants to happen. The way I look at Salem, the way how Salem was acting towards Tyrion, telling him don't focus on the broadcast, just look ahead and look forward, because this is exactly what I want, that kind of thing, etc. But unfortunately, the message wasn't fully complete, and of course we see Ty, of course, before Watts ends up entering a different kind of microchip inside Penny's blades, which apparently is a communication. Watts mentions to Ironwood that this thing is known to be a communications here and there, and Ironwood broadcast by RWBY's message that General Ironwood cannot be trusted anymore, that kind of thing, and that wasn't really complete, and because freaking like Harriet decides to turn off the TV because she knows what RWBY is gonna say. But we see to it, of course, unfortunately, before the broadcasting could be really 100% complete, Watts ends up entering a microchip inside one of Penny's blades and ends up causing her to possibly malfunction, be out of range, and then Penny can only say her last words to Pietro. Her father says, "I love you," and Pietro can only cry in sadness of what happened, you know? And then, unfortunately, Penny, thanks to Watts' microchip entering, like, putting the microchip inside of Penny's blade, she ends up malfunctioning and then, like, somehow shut down or rebooted, as Watts mentions to Ironwood. He says, "Well, it looks like to me the genius you expect doesn't seem to work," and Ironwood seems frustrated and throws his scroll at Watts, who apparently blocks it, and we see to it that, that Ironwood gets upset about this and orders Winter and the Ace Ops to go after Penny until she's in front of the vault or you find her. I want constant updates, you hear me? And we see to it, of course, like, that Ironwood tells Harriet to, like, escort Watts to his cell. And, of course, Harriet does so while Watts ends up taking a broken scroll that Ironwood threw at him and then he flicked away into his hands. We see to it that John, Yang, and Ren ends up going outside trying to figure something out, but all of a sudden, they see a river of black mud, of black and red mud, which apparently is Grimm, which shows a saber-toothed Grimm inside there, and Yang's like, "This is Grimm. All Grimm." And we see the freaking, like, giant whale Grimm approaching closer to the city or the kingdom whatsoever, and then we see the pool of Grimm, like the pool of red black liquid or mud or Grimm, going into the city and gets ready to, like, and it looks like to me it looks bad news, because if that is Grimm from the freaking liquids, guarantee they're gonna be overran, or they're gonna be outnumbered pretty badly, because that pool of Grimm looks like is infinite, or should I say a lot, and that's not good news. Freaking Ironwood, man. We all knew that he was gone, but he is deep in the hole where he is no longer there, man. Gosh dang, man. If only... I understand a lot of things about Ironwood, man, but seriously, man. Oh, man. Oh, dude. At least they got the message out there. Although I think it will spread panic or negativity, it's gonna... I don't know how it's going to go. But we see Glinda Goodwitch in here. And then we see Ty. We see Neptune's son. And we see Ilya, Blake's friend. And then Ilya gets a call from Gira whatsoever. So help might be on the way. I don't know. But we're going to have to see. I mean, it's going to be difficult. But I'm pretty sure they can do it. I don't know how long they could try to make it through there. I mean, in terms of a logical sense. But I don't know. As for Penny, freaking Watts, man. You, Ironwood... I know I shouldn't be saying that, but hey, man, look what he's done. He's working with an enemy to try to get Penny over. And I'll be honest with you. I thought there might be some light left in Ironwood, but he had to trust Watts so much that things did not go according to plan. You know, Ironwood, I'm sorry, man. You're gonna die. If you don't die, all life given to me, I will seriously bang my head on a freaking table or something that allows me to stay alive. Anyways, yeah. All I can really say now is I just hope help comes along the way, even though it doesn't come into a simple logical sense that I don't know if help is on the way, but if they could prepare for what Salem's to come. But Salem doesn't seem to be afraid at all. She's just smiling at the news and broadcasting that RWBY did. I think this is what she wants. Whatever the case may be, we're going to have to find out, because she's not afraid if they unite against her, because she can't, but RWBY even tries to encourage him, even though she can't be killed, she can't be beaten. I don't know, but one thing for sure, hopefully help will rise, but in a logical sense, that could be highly unlikely. But, you know, depending on how fictional or unlogical it could be, which has been happening throughout the series, who knows? Cinder. You just love to disobey orders all the time. I really hope the writers really give Cinder a nasty punishment. As much as she is important, etc., and as stupid as she is, I don't give a and she says she's not obedient to Salem whatsoever. Man, oh man, you just love to freaking run your mouth, huh? And Emerald still being that little, oh, mommy, don't leave me kind of thing. I don't know. One thing for sure, forgive me. I think I've been going on for too long, but one thing was sure, it took me a while to try to figure out what to say right now because of what just happened. But hopefully help comes along the way as Ruby wants. But, you know, she says Ironwood can't be trusted anymore, blah, blah, blah. And Harriet, you know, you tomboy piece of I don't care. I know what I'm saying to Ironwood and his ace ops might be messed up, especially to Winter. But, hey, that's their choice. I mean, I understand why Ironwood's doing this, but to think that he go this far to make Watts to work for him, and now Watts is everything what he expects it to happen, you know, man, we're all going to hell. Not to mention Salem's not even afraid, not to mention a river of Grimm is going into the city. Oh dear. We're all gonna die. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm AlphaZetto. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot.